So guys, welcome back to another vlog. It is currently like 5:45, something like that. Just woke up, everyone's off to the gym. I'm staying here. I have a call at 7 o'clock with my intellectual property lawyer, and then at 10, I think 10, I have a sales call. In between that, I'm actually working on a new case study funnel for my agency. So I'm gonna start running some ads for my agency, and just test out this new case study funnel, or a revamped version of it with some new ads. That's today's current project. Nabil is off to the gym for some rehabilitation for his shoulder. What are you doing today?
Just that.
Swimming?
Rehab and swimming. Yeah.
Okay, rehab and swimming. So I'll catch you guys soon. So guys, just wrapped up a little bit of work for the case study funnel. I'm doing it kind of like in bits and pieces here throughout the day. As I said, I think I have 3 calls actually, 2 with team members and then 1 sales call. So I just kind of have to patch it in between. Bit annoying with the time zones because mornings, I'm sure you know, like literally in London from like 5:30 all the way until 1, it's like hyper focus. I just can't really do that here. Because there's usually always calls because of the time zone difference, but it is what it is, you know. Bali, this place comes with, I guess, some work drawbacks. But yeah, about to hop on the phone to Kevin. Kevin is an absolute beast. He actually got referred to me by a guy called Sam Ovens. So yeah, he's crazy good, and he does all of Sam Ovens's stuff as well. So yeah, absolute beast. Gonna hop on the phone with him now. Yeah, long time no talk. How are you?
Yeah. Doing pretty good.
I grew out the
Just
hair.
staying pretty busy.
Grew out the hair a little, right?
Oh.
All right, well, Nabil is back from the gym. He did his rehabilitation with my personal trainer, Billy, did his swim, had his shake, so he's feeling great. I'm just wrapping up some work for this new case study funnel. Pretty cool. I got like some really good case studies to work with at this point. Obviously, I have myself as a case study. You know, I am, I guess, my own case study. I've got Oura Ring, so in the last 30 days, we did $250,000 profit for them. Literally spent like 7.5 grand, brought back 266 grand. And that first month we just did retargeting only. I have the owner of AJ Smart, Jonathan, basically saying Iman like single-handedly built out our webinar funnel, and then his agency ran all of our ads, and we did 500,000 euros in profit in the first 5 months alone. So got them, got Oura Ring, got a bunch of other clients with amazing testimonials, some at 100K per month because of our services, and then obviously have myself as a testimonial anyway as well. So gonna finish that case study up probably within the next like 24 to 48 hours. But now I have a sales call. There is a guy called Cody Buffington. He has like 350K on YouTube, and he's like kind of struggling, you know, to get his business off the ground even with such a big lead base. So yeah, he just applied for the Meridian Mastermind. Gonna hop on Zoom, see if he is, you know, kind of qualified, if I think he's a good fit for the event, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, so I mean, you know, a lot of fluctuation in terms of monthly income at your size. Like, that's why, like, I saw your application. I'm like, okay, something needs to be done about this like ASAP, because like,
It's terrible.
10K a month should be like an absolute hygiene standard for you. You know, at the end of the day, like, you have leads. Now it's just a matter of like converting your leads into sales.
Alright, it's time to play a game of charades, which means I'm a rap right now, and you gotta figure out what I am.
Bad news, we were filming in the gym, and someone came up and was like, no, don't do this. Literally, as Nabil was about to head into the I was gonna say like fieriest, most fiery edit of his life. It got stopped just as we were warming up. So yeah, had to tell him, you know, I had to be like, I'm an influencer, so no. Yeah, I just kind of said like, hey, look, if we can't film here, then obviously that's like 4 memberships that's gone, and that's nearly like $300 a month for them. So it's like, you're gonna lose $300 a month plus not to be pretentious, but like, to be honest, like, we're kind of promoting your thing by like tagging it and creating like super dope content. So she's gonna speak to the manager, even though we already sent in an email 10 days ago. So yeah, hopefully like all is okay, because I do like that gym and filming there. If not, then I guess we'll just have to go to another gym for filming. So yeah, that's kind of the update. Now we're at the loft. I'm about to eat. I like that straw. Natasha Villaseca.
Acting out, I'm blacking out, I'm backing out, the wretched out. Cat is out, back in the back of the back of the act, and I smash him out. Better have a gasket out when them dudes start clapping out. Although I never shot nobody, this is what I rap about.
Balls deep serious. So guys, that pretty much wraps up this vlog. I wish I had something more interesting for you, but we don't. Had lunch after that. What do we do after that? Came back, did a bit of work, went for a massage. They're super cheap here. It's literally like 13 pounds at like the super high-end Bali place. And then now I actually have to go get a haircut. But I thought I'd end off this vlog just talking about variation. For some reason, people's insistence on having variation in their life. Look, variation brings some happiness to you. I think it's important to have you know, a plethora of experience. That's such a funny word, by the way, plethora. It's important to have a plethora of experiences in your life, but so, like, I see so many people fucking up in so many different ways, just doing just so much so much shit that I just look at and I'm just like, this is so unnecessary for you. I'm sure one thing that you've noticed through this vlog and through, you know, my time in Bali and having Nabil here is just how repetitive and fucking boring every day is. I mean, in entire honesty, like, we have discussions every night before we film. We're like, what fun, cool shit can we do today just pretty much for the vlog? You know, and I don't mean that, you know, just for the vlog. I enjoy like all the stuff, like when we went to the waterfall, I don't know how to pronounce it or whatever. But you know, I enjoy all this stuff. But my point at the end of the day is, if we weren't, to be honest, like if we didn't have a camera, I'd probably just be at the beach every single day, reading at the beach club, and I would literally just do that every single day. So my point is, you know, you've seen through this vlog just how repetitive my days are, and that's in Bali. Back in London, it's ridiculous, like down to the minute I know my schedule, and it's just, the amount of discipline in London is honestly crazy. Which brings me on to my point, which is variation and people's inherent insistence on having variation in their life. To give you a couple examples, traveling. Funnily enough, ironically enough, I'm in Bali right now. It seems like everyone has this insistence on traveling, and I can tell you honestly, for your business, for your own growth, whether that be your growth with your health, with, you know, your health, your relationships, your business, traveling is a terrible idea. You know, and that's, to be honest, like that's one of the reasons you get into entrepreneurship. I think a lot of people get into entrepreneurship and building a business to travel. And I mean, look, if your goal is to build a pretty successful business, go for it. If your goal is to build something, you know, of ridiculous scale, don't travel, you know. And I can tell you honestly, like, I wouldn't say I regret Bali, but like I came to Bali knowing full well that it would fuck a lot of things up. But at the end of the day, I've just made my first $1 million profit at 18. So it's like, okay, maybe you can spend like 2 months just kind of maintaining the business or growing it, or really, really just focusing on the high leverage things while I'm here. But at the end of the day, you know, I think I've deserved it. You know, I think I deserve it by this point, and I think it's a nice way to end off the year. But for most people, what I see them do is, and by the way, I totally did this, you know, back when I had my marketing agency in 2017, summer of 2017, made my money, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I think I might just work better in Amsterdam. So I went to go see Bob. Some of you guys know Bob, or I guess most of you guys know Bob. So I'm just like, hey, Bob, you mind if I come to Amsterdam for a week and just work out there, thinking that I'm going to work better in Amsterdam? And it's like, that wasn't the case at all, because all of the variables change when you travel. New gym, like new coffee machine, new like just new environment, new fucking everything. And going there for a week just throws everything off, you know, or thinking like, oh, fuck it, I'll go to Paris for a week, you know, just like a new change of scenery, some variation. And to be honest, that just throws everything off, you know. And as I said, I made that mistake as I had a semi-successful business, I guess you could call, 10, 15K a month business is successful, but I'd say it's semi-successful business. So that's an example. I see a lot of entrepreneurs scale up, and then from there it's like, okay, I've started to scale up. I've started to have some success in my business. Maybe I've hit 6 figures. From there, fuck it, let's go to like Bali, for example. Fuck it, let's go to Bali. Fuck it, let's go to Australia. Fuck it, let's go to Saint Tropez. Let's do this. And it's just like, people don't take into consideration the immense strain that jet lag has, the immense strain that all of the variables in your life, like traveling causes all of the variables in your life to completely get turned on their head. It throws everything out of whack. So that's one thing I totally see a lot of people get bit in the ass by. It's like, okay, you build up your business, now you have some spare income, and then now you spend that all on traveling, and then you travel, and then now you don't have, you have probably a third of the focus that you did at your home base, because all the variables have changed. You're just more naturally inclined to not work, because although that, for example, Bali, like, I know this isn't technically a holiday, but the natural inclination when you're in a place like this is just like chill. And that's very, very hard to fight. So, that's just one example. Another example that I can see where people just insist on variation in their life is when it comes to, for example, their social circle or networking. That's the one I hate the most, the networking thing. I honestly think networking is the stupidest fucking shit I have ever heard of. Fine, fair enough if maybe you have a real estate agency or something like that, but like, people focus all this attention on networking and a variation in their social circle. I hang out with pretty much the same people. And I literally, if you look at the amount of effort I put on networking, it's 0. Because why the fuck would I network when I know exactly what I need to do in the next 90-day slope, in the next 180-day slope? And I tell people this all the time. I'm like, look, if one loser networks with another loser, what's the sum of that? It's just 2 losers hanging out. Like, nothing actually happens. So fair enough if you're networking with higher level individuals, whether that's, when it comes to health, relationships, business, fine, fair enough. You're actually, if they're here, you're actually kind of moving up. But if it's just kind of 2 losers in networking, there's no point in that. So that's one thing I see plagues a lot of people, is just this insistence on, I need to have a variation in my social circle. I need to hang out with a bunch of different people, catch up with friends I haven't seen in a long time, and just like, no. The thing is, catching up with an old friend, that I kind of understand. That'll bring you some fulfillment and joy. But the whole networking thing, as I said, so many people spend more time networking than they actually do focusing on their business or what they're trying to accomplish with their health or business, or relationships, etc. So yeah, the last thing is just an insistence on having some sort of like new routine every day. If you notice, every single day is pretty much the same for me. In terms of my work schedule, you really won't see me going into a day and thinking like, oh, okay, how can I spice things up or mix things up? It's like, no, you just do the same shit day in, day out, and you build out a system. Hopefully that thing doesn't break while you're not looking at it. So, for example, you might build out your new automated webinar. You build that system, you put it in place, you fucking hope it doesn't blow up, and if it blows up, you kind of have to come back to it and fix it. I just see so many people plagued by the fact that, they wake up and they're like, they think entrepreneurship, they think this entire thing is like, what can you, like, can you go to like a coffee meeting and then like, can you network with this person? And then can you hop on a plane and speak at like, speak at some mastermind? And then can you like start a podcast? And it's just like all of this like ADD shit, when that's really not what gets you where you want to be. Okay, what gets you where you want to be is primarily staying in one place, staying in one country, having all of the variables. When you wake up, you go to the same gym. When you wake up, you go to the same gym. You have the same place that you meditate. You have the exact same place that you get your food from. Maybe you get your food delivered. Maybe you have a chef. Maybe you get meal prep. All of those variables are the same. And then because all those variables are the same, they're set in place, that lets you focus on the thing that you want to be focusing on, which is growing your business. That's number 1. Number 2 is, as I said, the fact that like so many people are just so insistent on networking. It's like, no, put that shit to the side. Pretty much all people I see who focus very, very heavily on networking, it's like either they don't know what to do with their business, or number 2, They're just trying to look for a distraction from actually doing the thing that they need to do. And lastly, as I said, it's just this weird insistence on like having this like high life entrepreneurship lifestyle, you know, where it's like the podcast and then speak at a mastermind and then like, I don't know, like create a new program. And then it's like, maybe I'll start Amazon FBA today. And it's like, I have 17 income streams, blah, blah. And most of the time, all those people just actually don't accomplish shit. So anyways, I feel as though I'm kind of like repeating myself at this point, and we have to head off to get, you see, there's like things around. There was a crab in the house yesterday. I don't know how the crab got in. We called him Dave, right?
Craig, Dave.
No, Craig. It was Craig. Yeah, Dave was the dog from the beach. You know, just like keep these things in mind. At the end of the day, if you want to be a high-level networker, that is totally cool. Just understand the cost that it comes with. If you want to have a bomb-ass social circle, that's fine. And actively maintain it, aka by that, I mean do coffee catch-up with your friends. And, you know, when you hit the clubs, you have like a sick like nightlife circle and stuff like that. Like that's all stuff that I've done in the past and I guess kind of still somewhat manage. But you can do that, just understand what cost it comes at. You can travel to a place like Bali for fucking 2 months, but just understand the cost that it comes at. And you can, as I said, you can have 3 podcasts and 4 verticals of income and this shit and that shit. And that's fine, you can do that. Just understand the cost that it comes at. Okay? So, hope you enjoyed this video. Nabila and I are now going to sit down and try to figure out tomorrow's fun activity to make it look like my life is actually cool. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it.
Acting out, I'm blacking out, I'm backing out the wretched out.
How long was that clip? I felt as though I repeated myself like 7 times.
13 minutes.
Although I never shot nobody, this is what I rap about.